Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you guys doing today? It is Friday, October 15th, 2021, and it's another live chat with the professor. I am Shakia, the professor of SILAHOLICS Anonymous and the product line HS Ink. Honestly speaking, where we sell sublimation ink, sublimation paper, pigment ink, chip resetters, pre-fill cartridges, templates, so much more. You can get access to our classes on our website, shop.silaholics.anonymous.com. That link is in the description of this video, so be sure to head on over there and see everything that we have to offer on the site. But during these live sessions, I am here to help you guys, all right? Whatever I can do, whatever questions I can answer that may help your business, that is what I'm here for. Been doing this for quite some time. I've had some success stories with people who, whether it's just designing in Silhouette Studio, my creative business students, and the things that they implement from our sessions. So I know a little thing or two. I have run, technically two successful businesses. So, I'm here to help. I've been using Silhouette Studio for years now. So if that is your struggle with your creative business and trying to figure out how to design and all of that, I'm here. If you simply want to learn how to do these creative things for your business, I'm here for that too. I have years and years, sorry. Okay, there we go. I have years and years of content showing you how to make shirts with heat transfer vinyl, printable transfers, sublimation, still sublimation like glitter, subbing to glitter, easy subly. I've taught how to make decals for cups, for cars, on wood, on glass, how to apply HTV to things like stuffed animals. We've done paper crafting, chip bags, water bottle labels, cake toppers, cupcake toppers, centerpieces, balloons, you name it. We've probably done it on one of my platforms, whether it's Silaholics Anonymous or Honestly Speaking. So my experience is, it's kind of, vast. I have a lot of things that I could help you with. So no matter what the question is, you never know if I've done it. Hey, I've even had a stint in radio, and I was an intern at a radio station here in South Florida. If you don't know, I am from Miami. So if you are in the South Florida area and you have a need for a business coach, or you need supplies for your business, definitely hit us up, because you can pick up locally. All right. So during these live chats or live Q&As, it's all on you. I don't come here with a plan, like it's not a lesson plan, I guess you can say. Now, if I'm doing a video like on something like yesterday, we made this amazing topper, that's different. I have something I'm going to teach. But during these sessions, it's all about you and what you need to learn. You can definitely check out the playback of this video. It is up. So how informative this particular session is dependent on you and the questions that you post. What you post may end up helping someone else as well. So be sure to share this out. If you know of someone who is contemplating starting a business and you're like, yo, you need to follow her, she's gonna help you get right, go ahead, tag them in this video, or simply share it out. Sharing a video is free digital currency. That is one of the greatest ways that you can support someone who is a content creator and gets on here without question pretty much every single day, or consistently, and tries to provide information, provide help. So all you have to do to support is share it out, tag a friend, like the video. It takes all of 2 seconds to hit that like on the video. And if you're here more than 2 seconds, you should be able to do that, right? So for me, or for any content creators, spread that digital currency around and support your content creators. So I'm going to go ahead, say good morning to a few folks that I already see rolling into the comments on all of the different platforms. And I'm just going to wait for the first question to be posted. I like to stay on for about 45 minutes to an hour or so. It really just depends on the questions that are asked and how they keep flowing. If the questions slow up, then there's no sense in y'all just sitting here watching me, right? So we just go ahead and end the live, and I'll catch you guys next time. All right, let's go ahead and say hello to a few folk. Hello, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you guys doing? Good morning, good morning. I am a little late today because my Windows PC decided it wanted to do a full update, and I had to go through all these like as if I just set my computer up like today. Had to go through all these things and put in passwords because it did some weird update last night. Good morning, good morning. How are you guys doing? Good morning, good morning. Hello, hola. Good morning. Good morning. I don't know. I cannot tell you when that will be, but our paper is great even when it's not on sale. There's technically always a sale or a discount. All you have to do is follow us on all social media platforms. There are posts that have discount codes in them, but you guys have to follow and support, and you'll see videos or posts and things like that that have different discount codes. But I hope y'all aren't just, we got great products. You missed the sale this time, it's okay. You'll get it the next time, but you'll get your products, right now. All right. So good morning. Hey, hey, hey. All right. So I do see a question here. So let's get right into this at 10 minutes and 30 seconds. Let's get into this. How can I get the perfect print and cut like you did for your layered topper? Because I printed 7 print and cut stickers and every single one cut off. I cannot, all I can do is tell you what I do. I don't know what your setup is. For a question like that, you need to show me exactly like your steps. What does in my group, post a picture of what your design page look like so I can see your registration marks and how those are set up. Do you have anything in the restrictive area of your registration marks? Once you print it out, did all of your registration marks print correctly? When you're loading it on the mat, where are you loading it on the mat at? When you're loading it into your machine, where you have that at? There's a couple different things where you probably could have missed a step in the way that I set mine up. But to be honest, when it comes to print cuts, there's nothing else I can really answer about it because I've shown so many ways. I don't do anything different. I don't edit videos. You guys see exactly what I do, how I print it out, every single setting that I've done. So when it comes to print and cut, I really don't know what else to say because I don't have those issues. And I've done it on like all of my machines. So I'm not sure. Okay, so I work at a company that I have remade their shirt logo and everyone likes it. The head HR lady will be coming to talk to me about my design next week. My question is, if they ask to just buy my design flat out, what should be my asking price? I can't really answer that for you. Everyone who does designs have different price points. As a graphic designer, I've designed logos, simple text-based logos from $75. I've done major logos to where I've charged $250. There are some companies that when they are really creating a logo and it's going to be branded around it, I mean, their fee could be $500. I really can't tell you what to charge for, if I'm not sure this is your first logo. It also depends on what all that you actually giving them. When I design logos, if it is something that is like just a full-on graphic and they really can't do anything with it and it's just enough to put just to print on a Sublimation shirt, it's not really an effective logo. It's more of just graphics, and that's kind of on you on what you feel based off of. You can do it based off of the company, and if that's something they're going to be using going forward, it's going to be their official logo. You're going to provide them all the different ways that it can be used. So when I do mine, they have a JPEG, they have a PNG, they have a PDF because that's a vector format. I always keep a vector format just in case they need it in another way, like AI or an SVG or CAD cut file. And I show it in different ways. So when I'm designing logos, I don't just give them just one static one. And that's also a reason why mine are priced the way they are. Our logo, so with Designing Honestly Speaking, I can put mine like this. So it's the HS ink. The HS ink can stand alone without the circle. And then we have the actual, like, Honestly Speaking, like this. I have one to where it's provided to them where this is right next to it. Well, it's mine, but if I was designing for someone, I provide those file formats, whether it is stacked, if it is long, something that's an icon or abbreviated. So I'm providing all of those different formats. So to get all of those different formats, and you can change the color if you want to have it for, pink for breast cancer, you want to have it red for heart awareness, you want to make it, you're doing something and you're donating, you want to do it, purple for lupus or epilepsy. Like, I provide a format where it can truly be customized for anything. So that's why my prices are pretty much, like I said, I've done logos for $250. So sublimation or print and cut. I have 30 shirts to do front and back. Neither. Well, I mean, if they are white polyester, I mean, you definitely can do them with sublimation. But if it's not a white polyester shirt, then neither. I would highly recommend that you look into screen print trans. Well, 30 shirts, if they're full color, it still may cost you a little bit. Also, like, so many factors. What's your turnaround time? Like, when are they needed? Do you have time to order transfers and for them to come in? Is it a full color design? Is it just a single color design? What color shirts are they going on? Like, that's a loaded question. But for 30 shirts, unless I can do it with sublimation and it's going on a white one, print and cut is never an option for me for that many shirts. For me personally, I cannot speak for you. There are some who they have no problem with it. They're not going to bat an eye at it. My sister has done shirts before where she's done like the print and cut ones and stuff. I'm not touching with the 10-foot pole. Do I sell the paper for the Epson F570 on the roll? We do. We are out of the 24-inch. There is more en route. It won't be here really until we finally got a date. It'll be like late November, mid to late November is when it will be here. Because, yeah, we're pissed too. If you are using Cricut, you may need to calibrate your machine. Well, no, it won't be Cricut. She's following mine, so it's like about sublimation. I mean, it's a Silhouette Cameo. I'm using Silhouette Business on a different laptop, but it didn't transfer a lot of my images. Is there anything I can do to retrieve them? Okay, let me show you how a library is set up, because if it's not synced to your library, it's not going to transfer. I still cannot see my images, and this is really making me upset. I have no idea what's going on, because I even went up to 4.4 and I still cannot see my images, and this is really making me mad. All right, so if there is a lock, that is something that you purchase from the Silhouette Studio Design Store. As soon as you log into your account, these will be available to you no matter which computer, which laptop you log into, you will have access to these particular files. If it has a check, these are things that you have added to the library, but it is synced, which means it is on Silhouette's cloud. So you just log into an account anywhere, these will also populate. The X is something that is saved to your library, but only on the computer that it's on. If you log into your account, anything that's an X on the first one will not show up. How you get these over to the new one, you have to go up to the top, and depending on which version you're using, it may look a little different. I have videos pretty much from every version on how to export. So you're going to go to Library Export. You're going to go through this. You're going to choose a location where you want it to go to. You'll put My Library. You'll put today's date. So let's go 10/15/21. I'm going to put I have a folder for backup and I have no idea where it is. I have a whole folder for backups. Where, nope, so 101 files. Where is my folder for, oh, there it is. Backup data. And I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. And then I'll hit export. And that's all you do. And then once you get onto the new laptop, you're going to go to here again, you're going to choose import library. And that is going to import your library back into Silhouette Studio. So you will have the items that have an X on it. Okay. So that's how you do. Oh, I do recommend when you export, always do 2 because sometimes it doesn't like fully transfer. It's highly unlikely that it will happen twice. So it will be my library 10, 15, 21 back up. And I'm going to go there and go like that. As you saw on there, it will be a compressed file. You will not be able to click on that and it show you all of your files. It is just a file of binary numbers. And once it's put into the program, it will read it properly and upload all of your files. So once you're on the new one, you're going to go to import the library. You're going to find that file and you're going to bring that in. Need by Thanksgiving white shirts. If it's white polyester shirts and they're okay with polyester, then definitely go ahead and sublimate. If it's cotton shirts, 3 colors needed: black, green, and red. You can price out transfers. There's a way, like depending on what the design is, there is a way to where you can do a single image transfer to make it look like it's all supposed to be one. So you'll get both sides of it. Well, it depends on how big or how small it is, but you can look into screen print transfers. It's up to you if you want to do print and cut. I personally just would never do print and cut. Do you have a recommendation on where to find, where to have transfers cut and mailed back to me? So all I have to do is press. I don't know of anyone that does like cutting HTV, and if they did, it's not even worth it because the material part is nothing. It's the cutting it. Actually, even cutting it is not even an issue. It's the weeding it that can be an issue. You're going to pay way more for that. That is never going to be an cost-effective method. Doing screen print transfers, yes, that is very cost effective. If you're wanting vinyl transfers cut for you, you're going to pay a pretty penny for that service because that is very labor intensive in weeding it and making it to where you can press it. And if it's multiple colors, no matter what, you're still going to have to press it in sections. There is no such thing as getting a HTV transfer that everything is all set up for you. Now you can get, they're not cut. That would be white toner transfers or toner transfers. People sell DTF transfers. People sell sublimation transfers. These are not things that are cut. These are things that are printed, and then all you have to do is just press them. So it really depends on your need, what color shirt is going on, how many you need, things like that. So I have to do that from my old computer? Yes. And if you don't have access to those anymore, then all that information is lost. All right, that was the last question. And we are 20. Oh, come on. It's saying that my internet my internet signal is low. Hopefully I'm not buffering or I look all crazy and pixelated because I just got a warning about my internet. Good morning, Nina. Good morning, Ms. Bacon. Good morning, Blessed by the Best 35. Aunt Venus Gifts, good morning. Happy Friday. Trina, hey, hey, hey. For screen printing, only ones I can, there's so many out there. The only ones I've ever used personally is FM Expressions and 613 Originals. FM or FNM Expressions, 613 Originals are going to be your most cost effective. I have used Stahl's Transfer Express, but for 30 transfers, they most likely will not be the most cost effective one. But those are the only companies that I have personally used. Good morning, Tim. All righty, last call for questions. I don't like the silence. So do I recommend getting a business bank account? Yeah. Or at least have a method. Even if you don't start off with an actual like business bank account, at least have a business PayPal to where you make it to where your business funds will go there. And because you can get a card for that works as a debit card, regular credit card, and that way you can keep all of your business funds from there. You use that only for business purchases if you're not quite ready to set up a business one, because some states or some banking institutions won't let you set one up just off of like sole proprietorship and just having a DBA, doing business as. Some require you to have an LLC or some sort of actual like official structure in order to set up your bank account. So you want to check with your banking institutions, whichever one you prefer to bank with, and find out what are their requirements for setting up a bank account. I know like Bank of America here, you have to be registered with Sunbiz in order to set up a Bank of America account. But then like Chase, we were able to kind of do that. But you have to check and see what your particular banking institutions require. And I found that it's state to state, because some people say their Bank of America's in their area did not have it. They had a requirement. But here when we went, you had to be registered on Sunbiz. Is there a way for all your designs to show when you download them on your laptop so you won't have to click on everyone to see what it is? What type of designs are you talking about? JPEG, PNGs, SVGs, silhouette files? What is which files are you referring to? Anything that allows you to not commingle your funds is always going to be beneficial. That way you see exactly what the business is making. You are able to make your business transactions from that account and that account only. That's going to help you when it comes time to file your taxes, because on that account, you'll see the things that you have purchased for business and for business only. It allows you to see your profit margin. If you are paying yourself, then you are able to take that out and then pay yourself until you get like an official payroll system where you can go in there and do all like the different tax stuff. So there's a couple different structures for that as far as being a startup. Does it make it harder like doing it one way and then switching over? Not really, as long as you had good bookkeeping. And the way to start that is to have two separate accounts. It's not the best practice, but even if you were able to open up a second checking account on your with your current banking institution, where it's technically still just like regular ones under your name, but for you, you know that you only use that for business purposes. You can do it that way too. So how you set that up, you really have to look at your personal situation, but you definitely should have some sort of method where you are not commingling funds, even if you are a startup. PayPal is a great way. We worked off of PayPal for many years. PayPal to this day, our PayPal business account is still one of our major ones. So like everything from our website, we don't have that go to like my regular personal PayPal. Anytime someone purchases anything on our website, and going through PayPal Express or just regular PayPal, it's going to our PayPal business account. So PayPal is something, if you want to have a website, you better have a PayPal business account, because that gives you another avenue for collecting funds, because not everyone has a credit card or a debit card. What is the first step everyone should take when wanting to start a business? Learn what it is that you want to do. So let me ask that. Are you referring to after you know the skills and now you want to turn this into a business, or you may have this idea and you're trying to figure out how to do it? There is no cookie cutter first step. Like there really is no cookie cutter first step. Some people, their business just develops out of a hobby, a passion. I'll always go back to my cousin, Misi from Bella Dose Delights. She started her business by making candy apples for her daughter's Sweet 16. So she saw what other people were charging. She wanted to be able to make them herself. So she started practicing way before the Sweet 16. So she was going and she was just making them, and just, it's money that no one was ever paying for these. We would just go and reap the benefits of her practice and be able to have really good candy apples while she was trying to figure it all out. When she was mixing flavors, I remember, I'm not sure if anyone is from South Florida, but I live in Miami Gardens. My cousin lives way in what was that, Sunrise. I literally drove to her house for a pina colada denim candy apple. Like literally drove that far just to get 2 or 3 candy apples. I have a picture and all. Honey, one of those did not even make it back to the house. I was in the car tearing that thing down. You hear me? But that's how she started, just wanting to provide something for her daughter's Sweet 16 that she didn't have to pay for, through a separate vendor. And then, she did those. And at the time we were like, oh my God, those are great. Those are amazing. But we look back now at her work now. And then it's like, I think we were just being nice. But I mean, it just shows the dedication to where she really learned so many different techniques along the way. She was really just giving away these things when she was first starting. It wasn't about necessarily making money. It was about perfecting her craft before she made it a business. So if you're doing something that is creative, that is the thing that I see so many people doing. They go into these groups and you see these people, oh, I'm making this, I'm making that. Everybody has a business. They say they have a business because they just want to make extra money. It's okay for it to be a hobby, a side hustle. It's something that you like to do. And hey, people pay you a little coin to a little something, a little pocket change, for it. Once you want to run a business, it's so much more to it than just you making a tumbler and then you just promoting it and selling it. There's so many things on the back end that a lot of people just don't talk about. When you have, what are your customer service skills like? I think that anyone that wants to start a business, you need to have some sort of customer service training, how to answer emails, how to answer phone calls, how to talk about your business. Some people who run a business, if they're going to be the face of it, I'm sorry to say, some people need to take speech classes. There's so much to running a business and being the face of it, other than just making the product and saying, okay, hey, I have this is how much it costs, who wants to buy it? So much more to that. So SVGs don't show. You're not going to ever see an SVG. It is going to show either, depending on what your default is, it's going to show either and I'm still going to go back to yours, Kenyatta, but I was waiting for you to respond back on what part of the process are you referring to as far as quote unquote first step. But it can show up as Microsoft Edge. I have some that come in as before it used to be like Google Chrome. If you have a program that reads SVGs, Illustrator, Corel Draw, or Affinity Photo, it may show that icon. For SVGs, DXFs, you're never going to see the image, which is why a lot of people have a PNG or a JPEG to go with it. So once you go to that file, you'll see the PNG version and you'll know what that SVG will look like. Oh, yeah, see. So I have to click on each logo to see what the picture is. Yeah, unfortunately, there is no way. I think I heard something about it's some type of extension where you can see the SVG stuff or something like that. But yeah, SVGs are just normally look at the associated picture file to know what it is. Or if anyone else has a follow-up to her question, feel free to ask that and we can kind of expound on that. Is there a program that we should use when creating a logo? Y'all probably not going to like this answer, but if it's for your business and branding, like some of the stuff y'all create, those are not logos. It's just graphic. It's art. If it's for your business, you should really consider turning that over to a professional. I'm being so serious. If you have to ask the question, then you're probably not going to properly design it. Now, I do have a course within, well, it's a class inside of a full course. I have a course that's called Complement Your Small Business. Let me go to that real quick. And you can design a logo in Silhouette Studio. It's a vector-based program. Wait, where did it go? Here we go. Let me go to Complement Your Small Business. So we had this session, right? In Complement Your Small Business. And I went through like just a regular basic logo design. I mean, text design. You can literally do that in Silhouette Studio. You can create and put different effects and things, but it should start as a vector-based design. And then you can like once you have the foundation, you can utilize programs like Photoshop to maybe add shadows and emboss it and stuff like that. But at its core, it should be some like really good ones are ones where there is a flat one. And then you have the one that might be like, you have the one that might be, a little bit more like fancy. Think about some of the most iconic logos. They don't have all this stuff where they got real graphics of strawberries and real. Nike has never had a logo where it is an actual shoe and hey, this is Nike. It's the word Nike in the check. They can take that and they can do 1,000 different things with it. Look at Chanel. Some of the best logos are going to be ones where it is easily recognizable. Okay. So like in this one, I'm going to show you the dollars per month. Hold on, I want to mute it. So I was showing them this one that I did. And this is what I was saying. When it comes to logos, my clients literally get, well, not all. Well, actually, no, did they get? No, these are, some of these are extras, like the different ways that it comes as extras. She got all of these on this. Well, this is another logo that I did. And then you can see here where it is, the logo itself, and then there is just, it can be kind of an icon or just the letters. So there's certain things about like the letters where it can stand alone like that. Just having the K with the squeegee by itself is also something that would represent that business. I'm going to come back to here. So I believe she got both of these. So on brown, on white, because of the way like certain things have to be switched. And all of these, I think she got. I'm trying to go back to where you can see the top of it, because remember I said you should be able to see it stacked as well as long. So we have relax your mind and body therapeutic massage, and then relax your mind and body. So this is one that's stacked, and then this is here. So these are things that you do for an effective logo. So I think I went through this, and so in here I kind of go through a bunch of different like fonts and stuff, and then just explaining how you eventually break it down. On this one, I was showing how you take something that is very basic, and then now once you have the base of it, you can up that by adding different text effects to it. So through this whole thing, we went through. So I started off with this one in script font, and then we end up having this one. The C looked crazy. Then, it was a matter of adding things onto this, adding the line. So it's a lot. We went from a line to then we had stars. So the first part of it was just getting the logo in black and white. If you don't love it in black and white, and it's not effective in black and white, you're more so in love with all of the glitz and glams of it. And if you ever had to present that in a very basic form, you're not going to like it. So we have this one. And so then it went from black and white. We played around with some things like putting the stars and stuff at the top and the letters. Then it became, putting it in these particular colors. Then we took the T and extended that, put the stars right there. I don't know what I was doing with that one and why I switched it. I have no idea why I turned that one. That looks crazy, but I'm guaranteed that there was a reason why I said that in the class. But you can see how that was there. Then we took the T and extended it. So there's a lot of different ways that a logo can be done. Then once we had all of those, here we are now where I've added colors to them. I've added shadows to it. So Compliment Your Small Business is the best place to start to learn how to design your own logo and get ideas from, about how to design a logo. And this was just a very, very basic text-based only logo. And then I showed about how to create your watermarks and all that kind of good jazz. So Compliment Your Small Business is a great place to start, because that's the one time I've taught logos. People keep asking me about doing another class on logos. We'll try and get that into the 2022 schedule. But there is one where I talk about designing logos. And now that was in Silhouette Studio. Let's see. I saw on another channel and download a program, I believe it's called SVGC or something like that. And now it allows me. Yeah, so I said, I read something about that, and you download something in order to be able to see them. But I've never done it. Sublimating from a clear photo after pressing, still getting an orange tint. Can overheating cause this? I need to know which printer you have. Are you using Honestly Speaking ink and having this issue? Because then if you're using our ink, and depending on which printer you're using, have you looked at that image on different monitors? So take that image and send it to yourself via Messenger. Look at it on your phone and see what it looks like. Look at it on your computer. Look at it on a different computer and see if the tone of it changes, because it may become a matter of you need to calibrate your monitor so that you'll know exactly how that's going to output. But first thing is knowing which printer you're using and which, well, if you're using anything other than Honestly Speaking, just say not using Honestly Speaking. Please don't put somebody else's ink name on here. Please don't do that. That's just not cool. You're very welcome. We are at 44 minutes, almost at 45. So last call for questions. And Kenyatta didn't come back with a follow-up to her question. Well, and to the follow-up question that I asked. So maybe we'll answer that fully answer that another date and time. Doing a lot of practice on sublimation. However, party decor is my life. I'm wanting to start a small business. Okay, so with that, so you're saying party decor is your life. So you're already doing it. So right now, are you doing it for free? Or are people paying you for services now? If you're just doing it for free, then, and you need to know like how to price, you're just doing it for family members and stuff right now, then, I can help with, maybe what's the next step. If you are doing it and you're getting paid, you have a side hustle. The business part and starting a business is totally different than making money from something that you're good at. Part of the business is understanding the back end stuff, understanding and like research. Like when you're doing a business, when you have a business, you can no longer go to retail stores to really get the things for your business because you're never going to make a profit based off of what the standard, like what the current market value of something is. So if you're going to Michael's and Joann's, other than maybe like paper, but if you're going to go get like big supplies and stuff and you're still going there, you're not going to ever really see a true profit because you're already paying someone else retail. As a business, how we profit is sourcing supplies to sell at the manufacturer or wholesale price. So if you don't have wholesale connections and resources, that will be one of the first things that you really, really need to do is all the things that you're making, and depending on where you're getting from, start to figure out and research where you can get these things wholesale or straight from the manufacturer. If you want to start importing things, and because you have you're going through so much of like certain supplies, it's probably better for you to import them. Then it's a matter of understanding the import process. If you have all of those in place, then now let's look at how do you want to present your business? Getting, understanding a website. You can get a website, doesn't mean it has to be active. You're probably learning how to set it up, figuring out what pictures you need to take, what descriptions you're going to have for each and every item. Of course, going ahead and making it where it is completely separate. I'm one where I will always say, like, you don't have to have an LLC. You want to set it up to where you are, you have your EIN. If you need to have like a resale, you're getting your resale. So, because if you're collecting taxes, and you should be collecting taxes, especially in your state, you're going through the proper channels so that you can pay your state on those sales taxes because you're doing business in that state. Having your EIN, which will help for other things, filing your taxes. You don't, there are so many people, there's such thing called self-employment, and it is filed on your regular taxes. Now, if you don't have things like dependents and stuff like that, and you're not paying out every month like you would, like, or every couple of weeks or every quarter, like you would with a regular job where they're taking those taxes out every 2 weeks. If you're not paying your taxes and seeing that in, come refund time and filing your taxes, you're probably going to end up owing, especially if you cannot itemize and you don't have children, for child tax credits to kind of balance out that that small, like the self-employment tax, it's just a lot. It's a lot to it. Like the most important part is really understanding the legal, the legal and the financial and the tax part of it. Because the one thing you don't want to ever mess around with is the I, the R, and the S. That's what you just don't want to mess around with. So understanding all of those things, taking those classes to help you understand all of those tax things. This is what we go through in creative business and stuff like in my courses for that. You have to understand the business side of it. Then it's, like I said, customer service. Like some people have a business and their customer service sucks. They don't know how to respond to people. They take everything personally. And you have to realize that people are giving you money. They're going to have certain expectations. Too many people go into this business thing thinking that, oh, well, I want to start a business because I don't want to answer to anybody. I want to work for myself. I want to be my own boss. Contrary to popular belief, once you start a business, you are not your own boss. Your bosses, or the people that really dictate how successful, or if your business is going to not be successful, are the people that you serve. You don't work for yourself. If you have a business providing any type of product, any type of service, you work for the people that you service. Like, you don't work for yourself. Now, you can dictate if you want to work today, tomorrow, if you want to just hop on a plane and go on vacation. Sure, you can do that. But do understand, if you have not set things in place for your business to run and continue to run and make you money, all the time that you spent jet setting and doing this and doing that because you didn't have to clock in and clock out, you're going to come back broke to no money whatsoever because your business is not running while you are out jet setting and doing ratchet things with the wretched. I love that show and I love that episode. Oh, no, you know what she says? Having big fun with the wretched. If you want to have your own business because you think that you're going to be able to have big fun with the wretched, you are sadly mistaken. There are so many family events. I've missed bedtime. I've missed dinner time, wifey time, can't go out to movies and don't get as many date nights. Starting a business is a lot of sacrifice in the beginning, especially if you're doing things the harder way and you are not willing to invest in, having either a coach or getting into like group coaching or things like creative business where we can discuss and you can discuss with others, hear others' experiences and find out those things that's going to make your journey a little bit easier. It's not going to make it where it's smooth sailing because everybody's journey looks different. But when you start to really hear and you're in an environment where you can really hear those stories or hear someone's feedback about running a business and you're genuinely taking notes and figuring out how to apply this to your business, that is how you're going to be successful. If not, your entire journey, your first couple years is going to be you making a whole lot of mistakes. And then you're going to look back and like, dang, I could have been so much further along had I done X, Y, and Z. So you're using HS ink and paper. That might be the image. Is it like is it one particular thing that has, I'm gonna see what you say. You said it had an orange tint. That one is kind of weird. Never really heard orange tint. Some people say for certain things red. I really would need to see what the original looks like. How is it printing out? And once you're sublimating it, is it an orange tint on is it skin tones? Is it like, there's so many things in that. Definitely post that in my Facebook group and give me some pictures of what is happening. Does Shopify let you set up your website before you launch it? Yes and no. You have 14 days. And so like where it's free. So if you have not set it up completely within those 14 days, you are going to be charged $29 while you're sitting and still waiting for you to set it up. You're still going to be charged those $29 every single month. If it takes you 3 months to set it up, you're still going to be charged $29 $29, whatever, for you to go and set it up. Now, if you end up going under someone where, like a Shopify partner like myself, it's still going to cost you some money, but at least you'll have someone who can help you kind of navigate and understand stuff. So it's not a free service. When I set it up for you, like going through setting it up, letting you know like where to go to add certain things to it, and you can have time where you can set it up and you're not being charged the $29 yet. You won't be charged that until you actually, choose like your domain or choose your plan, and then you'll start to pay, and it'll be transferred over to you. But during that setup period, if you are with a Shopify partner and someone who sets them up, depending on what their level of services, their level of services are, some people will fully set it up for you. You provide them the pictures, you provide that. Others, like myself, I don't go in there and put it because I just don't have the time for it. But I set it up for you. You're able to go in there and kind of play around with it, add certain things in so that it's perfect before you start paying and before you launch. But you still kind of have to pay. So it's up to you on whether or not you want help throughout the process, or you just want to start it yourself, figure out how to do everything, and you're paying the $29, while you're figuring it out. I mainly buy from wholesale retailers like Alibaba, Oriental, and so on. I do a little of both charge and free services. Also, I'm in a tax class also. Okay, so for you, it's going to be figuring out who your core demographic is. Are you catering to moms who want like an amazing event on a budget? Or, even for baby showers on a budget? Are you doing more high-end things? Is your business based off of you doing a lot of DIY type deals? Type decor versus things that are like just staples, and you're paying for these like big props and big setups, big balloons. Like, you have to decide, like, your first step in how you want to now scale this as a business is to decide how you want your business to run. What do you want your brand to be about? Identifying, if you can now, a little bit of who is going to be your target audience. Who are you targeting? Because there are people that will have event decor businesses, and they kind of work with a lot of people who are budget, and there's nothing wrong with that, because people who don't have a lot of disposable income, still would like to have a nice event. That's what my business was based on. I wasn't one where I was really worried about, the high-end event and getting hundreds and thousands and having celebrity clientele, because I was a consumer first. I wasn't necessarily a mom when I was doing it, but I was a cousin of someone who had a baby young, and, they can't afford to have these big, lavish birthday parties or baby showers and things like that. So what can I do for that type of person where they want to have a nice event? What kind of services can I provide to where you're going to have a really nice event within your budget? I see so many people, they're like, oh no, they can't afford this. They don't have the party to DIY. Everyone can't, especially if it's a single mom. A lot of the times, they're working. What time do they have to DIY anything? I've had things where they can DIY it. I would make it, and they're saving money on, I'm not there to set it up for you. I will provide everything for you, almost like a party in a box, and it's given to you. You set it up. They will rent out certain things, whether it was like linen and chair covers and stuff like that, and then they go and bring it back, because a lot of times for that, it's the setup part where those big funds and stuff come in. So identifying who your target audience is, how you want your business to be branded, and how you want it to run. Understanding that is what's going to set you up for success, instead of just kind of jumping into it and then you're wondering why you're not selling, because you're in these groups and saying, oh, you can't sell that for this. You can't do chip bags for $1. You can't do this for that. You don't know what their overhead is. They don't know what yours is. They don't know who your target audience is. there's a lot of people, they want to be able to do these things, but they're not doing it for big business. They still want to keep their regular job. They just want to help others. It is extra income for them. It is more so to help others. And hey, if I make some money with it, great. You have to identify how you want your business to look and how you want it. Like, what are your plans for it to grow? Even if it's not there, you will start to set yourself up to where you're going to build to that, to where one day you may have that celebrity clientele and you're not hand making everything and you are outsourcing and you're buying stuff that's going to make it easier for you because you now have the money to buy those things. A lot of the times we're DIYing by a professional, because even as a business person doing what we're doing, when you're making these chip bags, you're still DIYing. Like, it's amazing to me when people act as if like it's a machine making it, or you have to understand, I'm a professional at what I do and I'm making these chip bags. Baby, you're doing it yourself. It ain't like you designed it and you had some workers and you got a whole staff of people, this person working on chip bags, this person working on that. You still DIY. Like, oh, child, don't get me started, because when it comes to that, I'm like, y'all do understand, y'all still DIYers too. Like I told y'all, my tagline was DIY by a professional. I have a whole bunch of tools that makes it a little bit easier for me, but it's still things that I'm DIYing. I'm not going somewhere and just ordering something that was made inside of a factory and I paid for it, and then now it's like here and I'm just putting it on a table. I didn't like outsource, chip bags and stuff like that. I was DIYing it myself, making centerpieces myself. So what is it that you want your business to look like? And for some people, it may be having a consultation with someone that can really help you figure out what's the next step for your business. What are some things to consider? What are some things that you should do before you go and make this official and you spend all this money out to, how many people go and they spend all this money out for an LLC, for a certain business name, or for certain things. They go and do their EIN, and then 6 months later, a few months later, they're not even doing that business. They fell out of love with it. They weren't making any money from it. So it all went like belly up. You have to really identify your business plan and your business structure and what you want that to look like now, 6 months from now, a year from now, a few years from now. Like, just having that vision so that whatever you're doing now is to get you to how you want to grow. Like for us, my goal is never to just be here to just do YouTube videos. As much as I love y'all and doing these videos and stuff, that's not what I want to do like for forever for HS Inc. Not just having a store in South Florida. I want to have a creative business store across America. So I know the plans that I have, and I now know what I need to do. And I'm okay with working kind of here, learning certain things, and then moving and progressing as I go along. Wow, I missed some important info. I'm helping my kiddos with homeschooling. This is exactly what I'm stuck on. Preach. So many people miss how important good customer service is. Definitely do. Thank you. I have a PayPal business account. Do you recommend separating shops for your niche? Example, shirts and coffee cups, rolling trays, Christmas ornaments. No. Yeah. It really, if the audience is the same, rolling trays is one to where it can be off-putting for some people to go to a site and kind of see that. That's like saying, should Walmart only offer one thing? I see so many people talk about like niching down and like separating all of this. Do you know how many successful businesses there are where they have 1,001 different things? Walmart is known as, you can buy food there, hot food, cold food. You can buy snacks there. You move over, you can go and you can buy clothes, you can buy underwear, you can buy diapers, you can buy bottles, you can buy baby formula. Move down a little bit more, you're going to find some shoes. Then you're going to find bedding, you're going to find furniture, you're going to find electronics, you're going to find toys, you're going to find automotive, stuff for boating, stuff for camping. Then you're going to go up a little bit more. You're going to see cosmetics, you're going to see candles, you're going to see kitchenware, you're going to see bathroom stuff, you're going to see dog food, you're going to see lawn equipment, you're going to see flowers and plants. And then there, back in the day, most of ours don't have them now. You're going to see a little section where you can go buy a bird and some fish and all kind of animals and everything else. There's a pharmacy in Walmart. I'm sorry. What would be their niche other than providing affordable? Niching down is not always about sticking to one thing. Walmart's niche is, was it save less? It's just about being affordable. Target has the exact same setup, but you're going to pay more at Target for whatever reason. If it is just their caliber of staffing and how they staff and their training for certain things, their, they may charge more because they make sure they have more staff on hand, whatever the reason is. Target and Walmart pretty much sell the exact same things. Some of the items are exactly the same. I can go buy a Barbie from Walmart and pay one price and go into Target and pay a totally different price. It is based off of their business model, or there's a reason why they charge a certain amount for certain things. You don't necessarily find clothes in like Publix, but it's still a grocery store. Walmart has a whole grocery section. Walmart now has a store that's pretty much like mainly like just groceries. You don't have like all the other stuff. But what makes it to where Publix charges a certain price compared to Walmart, which for major brands, they sell the same thing. It's about their brand. Their niche is like, about their customer service and how they care, the way that their store looks. Like that is also a part of your branding and niching. Like it just amazes me when people make it seem like niching down is doing one exact thing. Yours can be to where I provide all of these things, but I provide, I'm the affordable place, or, because there's different ways that you can do, certain things to where it's the same quality or the same product, but it's a different way. Maybe if you do tumblers, to keep it affordable, I'm not doing full wrap tumblers because that is a process to go and fully wrap it and tape around it and do all of those things, compared to, okay, I can provide you a tumbler and put your logo on it, but it's only going to be a single one. Because with that, all I have to do is put it on there, tape it down, put it in there, we're good to go. Doing a full wrap, designing a full wrap is different. So two different companies can both provide sublimation tumblers. The process is exactly the same. We both can be doing them strictly for businesses. I don't do them for birthday parties. I don't do them for X, Y, and Z. We both strictly do them for businesses. My thing is, I'm going to put your business logo on here, maybe even like a name or what your position is. And that's it. 2 places, put it in there, press it, boom, go. Because with like the tumbler press, if you're not doing all over and you're just doing a design here and over here, put it in a press, 30 seconds. Hey, you're done. You don't have a lot of overhead. It's not taking you a lot of time. You don't have this thing that you have to now spin and spend time taking it or lose, de-wrapping and taking off the wrap and all that stuff. That adds to the process and adds to why you charge a certain price. So for me, I go tape it down, put it in a tumbler press it for 30 seconds using Honestly Speaking sublimation paper, take it out, put this off, put it in the box. While you have spent forever in a day turning, taking this down, taping and wrapping, and the time that it took you to do one start to finish, I have done maybe 3 or 4. My business model is different from yours. Those are the things that you have to determine when it comes to what it means to niche down. You can be someone, we all make sublimation tumblers. I only make sublimation tumblers that are about vegan. It's for, vegan users. People who are vegan and they just want cups that have like something that's like about vegan on it, or, maybe someone who has to keep track. Maybe you make everything that you make is for people on a weight loss journey, because maybe you are a personal trainer also. So now you want to start the process to create your own line of water bottles or t-shirts or headbands or socks that they're going to wear when they're working out, whatever, affirmation ones. Like, there's so much stuff. There's no, like, niching down is so many facets, but people make it seem as if it is just one way to niche down. And that's not the case. So depending on who your target audience is, you can have shirts, you can have coffee cups, you can have rolling trays, you can have ornaments. And guess what? Those shirts, those coffee cups, those ornaments, they can be about rolling up, So you can go to where the same people that you're selling rolling trays to, maybe they want them a Christmas ornament that got a weed plant on it. Maybe they want a shirt that say "I stay high" or whatever it is. And you have some people that make the shirts that says, "Don't talk to me, I haven't had my first cup of coffee." And you may have a shirt or a cup that says, "Don't talk to me until I've had my first puff." Like, they would still love that because that's something that they do. So if your thing is to have all of those things and it's for a certain demographic and a certain market, you can have all of them together. But if everything else, you got shirts and you got inspirational quotes on it and you got Bible verses, or it's about kids stuff and you got this or that, and then you go and you have this section of rolling trays and you have different things on there promoting smoking, there's going to cause brand confusion for the people who are coming there for something else. Like, where this came out of left field. Some people think just because they craft everything, they can mix them together. You have some people who are very PG. So if you had the drunk Uno, sex Uno, and this, that, and the third, it may turn others off. You have to identify who your target audience is. And if what you have as a collection and it appeals to them and it speaks to that customer avatar, no one can tell you what to have on your site. You have to just define what your brand is. Look at how people got in an uproar when it came to those Nike shoes with the blood in it. Nike had nothing to do with it. That wasn't Nike's brand. And like, okay, why would you have this? Not to say that, they want anyone who is not a believer, but if they're saying that, for me, we are a believer. That's like Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A closed on Sundays because it's a Christian-based company. So no one would ever expect for Chick-fil-A to have something, a shirt line, a commercial, some food or whatever, or for anyone to ever promote Chick-fil-A as anything other than a Christian-based or a faith-based company. So now someone's doing that and it's like, wait a minute, why Chick-fil-A got this on their menu? Like, that don't make no sense, if it's something that's a vegan company or restaurant, why you got bacon on your menu that's not vegan bacon? You understand? You see where I'm going with that is, once you identify exactly what your business is, if everything that you're doing fits that business, go for it. But if it's too left, like it's way left field for each one, you got to decide if you want to pay the extra money for a separate site or you want to drop one of them, whichever one's doing better for you. I've been always focused on budget friendly, making and buying items, staying in budget. I use the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Oh yeah, that's how I was. So now it's, if you're building off of that, like, you know what? Book a session with me. Like, I can't go through all of it here. Definitely book a session with me and we can kind of go through the structure and for me to really understand the structure, like the direction that you want to go with it. Going about pricing, understanding what is your target number for the year. What is your goals? Do you want to go to where this is a full-on business for you? And another thing about business is, if you're running a business and it's you by yourself, it's going to be very hard to be successful in that business, to be all parts of your business. So that's one of the things that you also have to think about in running a business, is creating a team and having a business and having others to help you facilitate and run that business successfully, because you will burn yourself out trying to create and then deliver And if you're out doing one thing, then you can't work on another event and stuff like that. So you have to think about how you want to scale and grow. Do you recommend having a separate business for blanks only? So it really depends on if you're willing to pay for certain apps, depending on which website you have. And if you're willing to pay for apps that will allow you to, like, on your website, technically separate it. When you sell a blank item and you also are selling items to people that are finished and ready made, we know that no matter what, it starts with an item that only costs like $5 or whatever, but we're now charging 40 because of all of the business stuff. But if someone is just coming to your site to purchase something and they're seeing that you're selling this blank one for $6, but dang, like all it is just my picture on it, and you charge me $40. Why you got the blank ones on your site for $5 and you charging me 40? Now you got folk in your business. You in my business. Don't do that. So it can cause an issue with having your finished product and your blanks on your site. I think one of the best examples of that is Silky Socks. So he has, like, I think before too, he was selling the finished socks on the site. Some people like just the blank socks by itself. So on his site, so like, let's say for you, somebody wants this tumbler, they don't want anything on it. You can then put this tumbler on your website at $20. Like, for them just to buy it with nothing on it, it might be $20. But like with Silky Sock, he has where you can set up a wholesale account. And, that's marketed to other businesses. So once you set up that wholesale account, you are automatically getting 50% off of it. So instead of paying, where I'm telling everybody else this is $20, when you go into your account and you put it in your cart, you're only paying a small amount for it. You're just paying a lower price. Whenever he runs sales, you can't be on your wholesale account. His sales are based off of that retail cost, and then you get the sale amount from that. And he actually, he also kind of buffers it a little, well, gives you a little padding because it's now 53% instead of your wholesale one. So if you want to do it that way, you can, to where you'll have your blanks on your site as a really high amount so that your customers who are coming for just regular items are none the wiser. Maybe they want to buy, they like the feel of your shirt. I don't need it with the design on it. I just want to buy that shirt. I want one plain. They now have the option to do that on your site. They don't want a design on the cup. I just want a plain cup. Like, I just need to drink some water out of it. But I like the fact that it keeps my items cold. When you go to Walmart, there are ones that are just, just black, just red. I just want a basic one. Like, just let me buy one plain. You put it on your site for that. The downside of it is, as you are marketing and branding it for others and like to sell B2B, you're going to have to put in a lot of legwork to let them know when they go to your site, that is the retail cost, and they have to set up a wholesale account, or you have some sort of way to where they have an automatic discount code or something like that that will knock the price down. Because B2B, and if I'm looking for blank tumblers and I go on there and I'm seeing that your blank tumbler is $20, oh, honey, sure, next. So you have to have a way where it's not plastered on your site, that you offer it at a discounted rate, and then you have to have certain processes in place that that it's not just a regular consumer trying to get it cheaper, and it is someone that's business to business. I think Dan over there has, he's a good example of selling it retail, but also having blanks for business to business. Making custom shirts and having your own line of shirts, is it best to separate them? Yes, definitely. Good morning, Professor. Should I do returns exchanges for my business when I'm barely starting out? If so, how would I go about that without listing my personal address? Oh, Kenyatta, girl, let me backtrack. Anybody who is, whether it is a side hustle or a business, like straight on business, please get yourself a UPS box. I used to say like just get a PO box, but I'm in love with like, the service of having a UPS box where even when you get items in with them scanning it in, you get an email, you get a text message, hey, you got a package here. I never got that when I was when I had a regular PO box. I just happened to go like if you're not one to where you got to, you're not getting stuff all the time, you're not going to think to check it, and stuff got sent back once because I guess I didn't go pick it up fast enough or whatever. Stuff was just sitting there, like there's no indicator that you have some stuff sitting in your mailbox. So I love, the fact that I have a UPS box, but for anyone, if you are doing any type of business, even if you're on Etsy doing it, please do not use your personal. Now, technically, if you own your house and it's in your name, it's public record. That gets me all the time. People say, oh, don't use your address. You don't want people to know. Technically, if you own your house, it's public record. Anybody can go find, they can go look up the taxes and know exactly how much you paid for your house, how much the value of your house is now. So owning a house, you really have no privacy when it comes to that. How do you think people find all of these celebrity homes? They can go wherever, like even celebrities, people know exactly where their houses are. There is no protection really from that. But as far as just kind of having things come in and just like, if they want the information, they're going to have to work for it. You're not going to freely give it to them. So get some sort of box. People will say get a virtual address. You can do that, but stuff mail-wise got to be able to go somewhere. So definitely, if you are doing any type of services, things are going out, invoicing or whatever, please go get yourself a UPS box. Virtual addresses, are great for business purposes, and like some people like it for that because they're not really doing anything that requires mailing out stuff. But if you are mailing out anything, please go get a box and have those returns go through there. As you are processing it, it is showing that it's mailing from that address, and any returns will go to that address. Again, just for the customer service alone of knowing when things got, like when I have things in my box and them scanning in and all that stuff, I highly recommend a UPS box. And it's just a regular address there as well. And you always have access to it because they shut down the UPS part of it and you have access to your box. So I like that too. If I had to go get some stuff late night out of the box, I love that as well. So that should be the first thing. Please stop using your address. Oh, yeah. See, I'm always dropping them gems. So as far as returns being being a startup business, returns are part of the business. When you are pricing, when I teach my students about pricing, we talk about that your pricing has to account for things like mistakes, returns. If it's something that is custom, you don't have to, because you cannot, you're not like some of these here. Okay, look, being honest, when it comes to some of these big businesses, you know why they don't give a damn about taking returns? Because it ain't going to affect them. You're going to return it, and you know who they're going to return it to? The company that it belongs to. You return some Kellogg's here because the box is open, it was a hair in, it was a roach in, it was whatever. They're going to take that return. It's going to go in the box. They're going to get the credit from Kellogg's for the fact that, hey, they returned your product. They ain't going to do with us. We had to pay them out for this return. Now we're not making money on this. They're just going to return it back to Kellogg's. They're going to return it back to, if it was, they purchased some soap or whatever, they got some clothes, whoever is the owner of that is who they're going to return it to. Now, if it is their brand, it ain't cost them, like they made a huge profit off of it, because if they selling it to you for $5, it probably cost them a couple pennies. So by you returning it, they might be losing that sale, but they're not losing. Even with your business, you're losing like that, like the sale and like the profit from that. But as far as what you are really out of, is just the cost of that material and, like, of course, your time, because you can't get that back. But if it's something that's like just generic in general, if it is broken, you gotta take it back. But your prices should reflect that. Not gonna tell y'all what I teach my students. You got to join creative business for that. But there are certain things that in your pricing, you must account for in that pricing. It's not just about the material. I really don't like that whole just 3 times. If you're not defining what those, like what that 3 times the amount is, defining what that is covering, that's just not good practice. It's, you can start off that way, but as you grow and scale, you need to identify some very key things in your price points. And what was I going to say? But yeah, you have to be able to provide returns if it's something that's defective. If it is something that is custom made, a birthday shirt or whatever, there is a major defect to where they got it and there was a big rip in it. If that was caused by your delivery carrier, this is why, as a business, you should never, ever, 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 ever. Did I say ever? You should never be sending it first class mail without insurance, because if something happens, USPS is not going to issue a refund. Like, you can't file a claim on it. So you should always be sending it at least priority mail if you're running a business, so that you have that protection to where if USPS messes it up, you can file the claim and be able to not take a hit on that for something that was not your fault. If they get it and you misspelled something, if you didn't make sure, or something is misspelled on it, or it's off or whatever, if you didn't take certain steps for them to verify whatever, if you have proof, hey, I sent you this, you verified and said everything was okay, I'm sorry, I can't refund you. I went through all the proper channels. You had every opportunity to review this. If they just skimmed over it and it was like, okay, whatever, that's on them. I've done that a couple times. Let me see if this is the one. Nope, this isn't it. Let me see if you guys can point out. And luckily, people were like, it's okay, Shakia, whatever. But I'm sitting up here, I'm stressing the heck out. Can you tell what's wrong with this? And mind you, I've made this mistake, which I should really feel bad, because I've made this mistake twice, maybe 3 times now. And all 3 times, it was never caught. Can you catch what's wrong with this? I'm going to show you this one. Maybe that'll help you figure out what's wrong with it. Well, too late for me now. I like UPS. I get a text message, I get an email, I get all of that. Yeah. It's on there twice. So, but when I sent the proof of this, before I even finalized it, I sent the proof, and neither time did any of them catch it. I finally changed my template to where that won't happen again. But it's like, do I take the hit on it because I sent it to you? You didn't catch it either. Whose fault is that? Because you proofed it. You approved it. It's technically both of our fault, so we'll both kind of take a hit for something like this. But yeah, you kind of have to accept returns for certain things. Some things, like if it was this and they're still going to use it, I may end up offering like a partial refund, but everything else on here and for what it's used for, people were using it. They saw the pictures, they kept it. So I'm not going to give you a full refund on something that you're not returning everything to me in full. Like, that's just not going to happen, Captain. I will make it to where I'll offer you a discount, maybe for the next order, maybe a partial discount, like a partial refund. But you have to have those policies in place, and they need to be outlined even before someone places the order, so that they know, like, you can always go back to it. If X, Y, and Z happens, this is what happens. If I even have it for like my one-on-one sessions. If I have to miss a session and it is by fault of me, I can't say I'm not going to refund it or whatever, because someone may have set up a certain time, and then if I'm not available at that time and they've made other arrangements to be available at that time, that's on me. When I had to cancel certain events because of, family emergencies, or I know I got sick, if I have to cancel, I have outlined exactly what happened with your funds for that event. What happens with, or your deposits, what happens going forward. If you cancel and it's not any fault of mine, and I've already done all this preparation, I had outlined when I was doing event planning and, creating stuff. This is what happens if you cancel you have until this point to cancel to get this. Once I begin any production, I buy any special materials for your event, your project, that part is not refundable. My dime is not refundable. So you will get back $25 of the $50 that you, or the $150 that you put in. You might get back $25 because I'm not going to take a hit where I've done my part and now you cancel. So you have to identify what your terms and conditions are for returns and refunds. Yep. And those are hard decisions that entrepreneurs have to stand by. Nothing personal, only business. Do you allow the customer to proofread so you allow the customer to proofread, they missed it before it was shipped? Do you have contracts? Yep. You always have to have terms and conditions for things like this. It's not always contracts. You have to have, everything is not a quote unquote contract, but agreeing to terms and conditions does kind of put you under a contract, but contracts are totally different. It's kind of different in what a contract is versus having outlined terms and conditions, and you are agreeing to these terms and conditions. The contract would be for, I'm promising to do this particular service, right? But if I don't have terms and conditions, so I had a contract that was to provide you with service programs, right? So we go, and I'm under obligation to go ahead and do that. Technically, if I provided them to you, I fulfilled this contract technically. Now, if there are mistakes in it, now becomes an issue of terms and conditions. If you were not able to fulfill it, what happens with that? So those really are two totally separate things. Oh, see, she said, look, contract versus terms and conditions. Great topic. Yeah, that would be a great topic for my creative business class. All right, y'all, I've been on for 1 hour and 32 minutes. I did not plan to be on here this long. I'm going to hop off of here because I have to prepare for, finish up. So I've done everything. I just need to put it in the course for tonight for the sports one. I want to do some type of live demo today. I was going to do it at lunchtime, but we're already at 11 o'clock because my computer acted crazy. But I do want to do some live demo. I know I run a sublimation supply business, but I get tired of doing sublimation sometimes, and I want to do something else. I had a whole month where you guys saw everything: vinyl, paper crafting, sublimation. I want to do something different, and I don't know what to do. What should I do today as a full-on demo, y'all? I don't know what I want to do. I want to do something. I just don't know what. I don't know what to do. But I know I've been on here too long because now my lips are completely dry. I should have just put this one under, honestly speaking. I don't think we had one silhouette question. If it was informative, I hope my shares reflect the fact that this was informative. Don't keep all the goods to yourself. Help support my platform, I'm able to provide these type of sessions and provide this wonderful information when there is support and it's showing that people enjoy the content. So I'm hoping with all of this goodness that was just dropped in this video by the professor, that you guys have shown the love and shown the fact that you appreciate the information by hitting the thumbs up, by hitting share, by subscribing to the channels. So make sure that you guys do that before you leave, okay? Thanks so much for everything. You are such a blessing. Thank you. I truly believe in that. I was blessed to be a blessing. I was blessed to have many, 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 many experiences in life to where I can speak to and I can connect and people can resonate with me, my story. I've, done this as a mom. I've never been, quote unquote, a single mom, but having to juggle, having a business, having a kid, and a significant other that has been outside of the house for like work and stuff like that. Okay, so if we're gonna give donations like that, look here. YouTube takes 70%. YouTube takes 30% of that. I got a whole Cash App and PayPal in the description. Whoa. Go ahead and drop that next time in the Cash App, because when it comes to YouTube, they take 30%. They don't even do nothing, and they take 30%. So if we're gonna ever get a blessing like that, inside the description of each and every video is my Cash App and my PayPal. Go ahead and hit them things up. Thank you, appreciate you. Appreciate, girl. You can send me your email. You can go ahead and join doctorate for that blessing, honey. Which is actually going to change soon. Actually, no, I need to change that because I don't even operate in that business anymore. But it's always in the description. Always in the description. Always in the description. Ooh, child. I just might take that man I'm married to lunch today, child. Ooh. Thank you. Now that's support all the way around. That's that digital currency. That's that real currency. I appreciate you, girl. Ooh, that just made my little day. Ooh, that just made my little day. Hey, how you doing? Shoot. I'm still a little whew. Alrighty then. That's a great way to end this. Whew. We'll have to address this. I'm not sure what you mean as far as stickers and decals and the question marks about them. I love that. Tumblr, sharing is caring. Something with breast cancer awareness would be nice. I did. Did I do breast cancer? I think I already did some stuff. Yeah, because I did I did our logo with all the breast cancer stuff. I don't know. I'll figure out something. She says you made my day also. Him good, child. Thank you. Appreciate you. But I do need to change mine. I no longer operate under Elite Printing Creations. And that's the other thing with, okay, this is the last thing I'm going to talk about. Right? Oh, wait, did I put it? Oh, it got sent to, wait. Oh, decals and stickers. Oh, okay. Thank you, girl. Babe. Even. You want to go to lunch without the kids? What happened? Hey, I'm about Loretta buying. We going to lunch. Go put some clothes on. Look here. Y'all ain't gonna get no live. I'm taking my man to lunch, honey, on Miss Loretta. Shoot. Thank you, girl. Okay. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna make me some blessed stickers. There we go. We're gonna make some stickers. We're gonna make them blessed. We're gonna make God is good is a good one. So yeah. I gotta go. About to go take my man to lunch, child. What am I laughing about? Like, won't it do it again? Wait, I just got blessed twice. So we were laughing about the fact that I was blessed. It's not, it's a good laugh. I'm about to go take my man to lunch. Hey, I mean, I can afford to do that anyway, but this lunch is on Miss Holloman, the time I take him to lunch, I ain't gonna say that because we've actually gone to restaurants without the kids while they at school. We got till 3:05, okay. It might even give a little something. I gotta go. Oh, y'all play too much. I'll probably do some stickers. I love y'all. I swear I do. Until next time. Have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity. Laugh today. Bless somebody today. And be incredible, child. Peace.